Hello, everybody, and welcome to some bonus content here for our Pokemon season of Chapter Select. I am one of your hosts, Logan Moore, and joining me is, if I look over on the screen and you're watching the video version of it, it's because I've got Max's face pulled up here on my second monitor. Max Roberts, hello. How are you doing?
I'm well, Logan. How are you?
I am good. So we're in the midst of talking about Pokemon for our big old Pokemon season we're doing here. You and I, at the time we were recording this, are about to start playing Pokemon Sword and Shield, which is why, as you can see here, if you're watching the video, I've got Cerebi.net pulled up, and I have the Galar region Pokedex pulled up, because I am going to show you how I craft a Pokemon team. This is something I have been talking about with Max behind the scenes, and this is something I figured would be interesting to potentially show people, because I don't know if this is necessarily unique, but I like to plan my Pokemon teams out in advance before I end up playing a certain game in the series. So you and I, Max, are about to start playing Sword and Shield in the coming days, and of course that means I need to prepare my team, decide what I want my team to be in this game. And there are a lot of reasons why I do this. Would you like to know some of those reasons?
Well, yeah, because I always just
catch whatever is interests you.
Yeah,
as it comes.
Stuff. And then also, as you know, I cannot keep the type chart in my head, and so I just pick whatever I like and go from there. And so you're telling me, as we're playing Leaf Green and Fire Red, how you like plan everything out in advance. You're like, I'm getting this and that. To
some degree.
And
like
you just go to town. And so I was fascinated by this.
Yeah, so I guess to clarify, if I'm replaying past games that I've already played with Pokemon, I like to plan things out for the purposes of me intentionally choosing Pokemon that I've maybe not done a run with before, if that makes any sense. So that I'm, not always leaning on the same 5 or 6 Pokemon that if I've played Fire Red and Leaf Green, for instance, I've replayed those games. I have no idea how many times I've played those games. So I don't want to choose the same group of 10 Pokemon repeatedly. So I like to try to make teams that are different from one another. With Sword and Shield, though, I have never played this game before. So this is kind of a different version of me doing this whole team construction thing. And in short, I guess the key reasons why I do this. One, it helps me... First and foremost, like you said, you pick the Pokemon that you just like. That is the number one thing I adhere to as well. If I think a Pokemon looks cool in a given game, I want that Pokemon on my team. So that is guiding principle number 1 you will see as we end up going down the Sword and Shield Pokédex here, and I decide what I want. Guiding principle number 2 for me typically, so you'll find that something I'm going to want to lean on here with Sword and Shield is choosing new Pokemon. I like to, for the new generation games, I like to always choose the new Pokemon that are wholly new to those games. So for instance, if Pikachu is in the Galar region Pokedex, I don't want to get myself a Pikachu because I've had Pikachus on other teams and no telling how many other games. Like for instance, right here, Caterpie, Metapod, Butterfree is in Sword and Shield.
Right.
I've had a Butterfree in the past in other games. I don't want to get a Butterfree again. So yeah, with these new gen games, I like to definitely get the new Pokemon, because what's the point of playing these new gen games where they're making new Pokemon if you're not actually using the new Pokemon? So number 1, coolness factor. Do I think this thing is cool and do I want it on my team? Number 2, make sure I'm getting new Pokemon. Number 3, the other reason I like to plan this out is because of balance. So you mentioned how you still don't know a lot of the typing chart. I want to make sure that the Pokemon that I am going to go after and the ones that I am going to kind of build my team around are different enough from one another to where I won't have a team that is totally bogged down by a couple types, or teams that could maybe be weak against certain types. I like to have a good balance between the Pokemon that I am carrying with me when it comes to their typings. So that's something else I keep in mind, and I try to make sure that I have a good mix of different types in there, but it's not something... Like, I'm not setting out to create... I think maybe you're under the impression that I always am looking to make the most perfectly balanced Pokemon team comp ever that can take on anybody
my
else's
process
Pokemon.
was you just look at what the Elite Four types are and build to that.
Not really. Sometimes, but no. Maybe in some other games where I've replayed them, that would be true. But
Sure.
like in this, with Sword and Shield, it really is just going to be, for the most part, as we go through this list, what is new? What do I think is cool? What do I personally like? And how does this fit into a larger team if I was to make a team around this Pokemon? Right. So we can just kind of get into it here, because obviously the first thing you're going to want to do is choose your starter.
Mm-hmm.
So and this time around, you've got Grookey, you've got Scorbunny, you've got Sobble. For me personally, again, feel free to chime in, because I feel like this whole video is just Logan's method of madness for how he makes Pokemon teams. Feel free to at any point to chime in with all of this, Max. Personally, I always know ahead of time. To get this out of the way up front, Grookey's the one I want. Grookey's the one that's got a stick
Grookey's
and
the correct
smacking
answer.
stuff. Grookey is the one I will be getting this time. So we will go to my little notepad here, and I will write down Grookey. So there's number one. But I want to keep it in the back of my mind now that I have a grass type. So I don't want to get another grass type in particular. I don't really want to get a bug type, because that would be too many types that are weak against, flying and fire types. That being said, I know my own tastes, and I always like to get a fire type at some point. So as we move on through the Pokédex now, I'm going to be keeping an eye out for new fire types that I would like to get. Also, because I didn't get Sobble, I know I will be wanting to get a water type at some point, because you kind of need one in all of these games for the most part. So I will be looking to get a new water type of some sort as well. These are just kind of like the guiding things I have in my mind whenever I choose the starter. Like, how's this going to influence my direction for the game from here? A lot of times I do end up choosing the fire starter. I'm one of those people that chooses the fire starter by default a lot of times. I think Scorbunny is kind of one of the weaker fire starters maybe ever. Of all three of the starters here, that's the one I am like least enthusiastic about, if I'm being totally honest. I like Sobble as well, but I don't like this Inteleon thing. I think his final evolution kind of stinks, if I'm being for real. So, but yeah, so you start with the
gets
starter.
a drum later on, so
yes, Grookey's great. It's the best design of the bunch here. I really like it. So that's kind of the first thing. And then this is literally just what I do. The other reason, I guess to throw the last thing in there, the other reason I like to look through Cerebi and the Pokédex beforehand is, one, it tells me what the version exclusives are, and that may influence my decision of which version of the game I want to get. This is especially important, I guess, coming up with like Scarlet and Violet coming out. I will want to look beforehand and see which version exclusives are in which game, and then that may sway which one I end up getting if one or the other has a certain Pokemon that I like. Like, for instance, I think, like in Fire Red and Leaf Green, for instance, wasn't Growlithe exclusive to one and Vulpix exclusive to the other?
Yes.
Like, I love Growlithe, like in Arcanine. That's one of my favorites ever. So if we jump back 20 years ago and I was a kid going to the store to buy one of those games, I would want to buy the one with Growlithe.
What? I forget. Which version do you have, Sword or Shield?
I have Shield, I believe. So
I have Sword.
Yeah, so my lot has already been cast here. I have Shield, so I am locked into that for better or worse at this point. So that may influence how I go about building my team.
Maybe
here.
you solicit me to catch something and trade it to you.
You could. It's way easier to do that now, so that we could definitely do that. But yeah, we'll just start going down the Pokédex here. First off, I like this Rookidee. I am somebody who usually always gets the new bird Pokemon, because there's a new bird Pokemon that is kind of the face of the flying typing in all of these games, and I always tend to get it on my first time through. Like with Pidove down here, this was the, I think, black and white flying type, if I remember right. And yeah, Rookidee, I think I'm going to get it. So I will tentatively jot it down. Again, just thinking of guiding principles of how I've built some of my past teams, I like to have a flying type on hand as well, because you're flying a lot in these games, and it's just convenient to have fly actively on you, rather than having to go into your PC and swap things out and stuff like that. But yeah, Squovet, I'm sorry, I'm not into these weird
Squirrels.
normal types. Yeah, they always have these like rodent type new Pokemon with all these games. Can't say I'm a fan. Nickit, are you a fan of Nickit here?
No.
I can't
Looks
say I'm
dumb.
a soul dark type is kind of interesting, I will say. But other than that, yeah, not super interested. Zigzagoon, again, kind of intriguing that they brought Zigzagoon back and they added a new evolved form of this, I believe, with Obstagoon. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really know this was a thing. I don't know how. This shows you how much I've been paying attention to Pokemon the past couple of years. But Obstagoon, that's an interesting one. Still do not think I am going to go with Zigzagoon this time. We got Wooloo over here. We got Lotad. These are all older ones.
Yeah,
Choodle is kind of interesting.
Dreadnought. That's a good name.
It's a water type, like I said I wanted. It looks cool. It's a rock type, which is kind of funky. That's something I'll think about. Might come back to that. Electric types are another one here that I'm typically
Yamper.
kind of predisposed to, but I don't know if I like this thing. It looks like
Bolton
looks like it has dead eyes. It's kind of scaring me.
Bolt, the Disney movie.
Yeah, doesn't that have Miley Cyrus in it?
It does. That's Miley Cyrus.
Yeah. Diggersby, still a great Pokemon, but not new. A lot of these aren't new here, to my knowledge. Boon Sweet, is this one new? It is not. Yeah, it is not. Again, I get a lot of these later gen Pokemon games mixed up. I'm sorry. I'm nearing 30 years old, so I know a lot about Fire Red and Leaf Green and Silver and Gold and Ruby and Sapphire, but some of these later ones I get kind of mixed up with whether or not they're new in their given Pokedex.
Recognize these. These are definitely.
Yeah, these are all older. Joltix from Black and White, I believe. Yeah, these are all old through here. You got the ice cream cones back this time around. Yeah, there's a lot of old ones here that they are bringing back.
A donkey.
Mudbray is new. That's an interesting one. Or no, it's not. This is a Gen 7 one as well. Darn, I lied. Again, this is, you know what this is a result of? I have not played Sun and Moon either. And you have not as well. So I see some of these, I'm like, that's new. And it's like, nope, it's not. So I'm trying to discover which ones are the new ones here and which ones aren't. And I don't think I can categorize it in such a way where it is only the
new
ones on
Gen
Sword and Shield.
So Sword and Shield's 8, Gen 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, because of Scarlet Violet's 9.
Yeah. As we keep scrolling here, I think the other reason I should throw out that I like to do this is because I like to know ahead of time where these Pokemon are at within the game, because it gives me an idea of where I need to look out for them, where I need to like go catch them. Like some of these Pokemon have rare appearance rates at certain areas, and I want to make sure that I don't like skip over them or something like that, if that makes any sense.
That bear wasn't new?
No, this bear Pancham, I believe, is from Gen 6.
Okay.
It is X and Y, if I'm correct. I believe I had that in my first playthrough of X and Y as well. Pingoro is a cool one. I like it. But yeah, a lot of repeat Pokemon here up top, at least.
Wasn't this part of like a controversy with okay, that Toad looks new.
This Toad is not new. This Toad is actually from Black and White, sir.
What? I've never seen that evolved form at the below.
I think I've had it before, actually. I don't know why it keeps jumping me down like this. But yeah, it was kind of a controversy. So all these Pokemon are in the game, but there is a set limit on the Pokédex this time around. So for instance, not every single Pokemon, not all 800 whatever Pokemon in existence are in this game. Instead, it is just a locked number of about 400 or so here. I think this might be new.
Good call on opening a new tab. That's a smart call. So we don't lose.
Yes. Oh, those are both from Sun and Moon as well. Now, this one's kind of interesting. I think
it's a bug. But it's Firebug.
This one's kind of new. This one's kind of hitting with me for some reason. Sizzlepede. And Sinner Scorch. Yeah, this thing's cool as heck, man. It's got like
And
a
it's fire
mustache
bug.
made
That's
out of
an
flames.
It's
An interesting combo. I know I said I didn't want another bug type, but I'm going to tentatively jot this down. Again, if we get further down and I decide to swap it out, then that's fine. But it's definitely one that has caught my eye more than a lot of the others so far. Kind of dig this, actually. This one, I believe... okay, I lied. This is going to be my fire type. I'm a fool, because I remember this. This, Roly-Coly, is like the new like Geodude Golem type, but it's also part fire. The final evolve form is Colossal, which is a very good name. It's a very good name. I'm going to go with this. Sorry, Cinescorch. Because I remember seeing this thing, and I'm like, that is a very good Pokemon. I would like to get that one. Fire and rock is also a very interesting typing. That's not something you see a whole lot, to my knowledge. So I like that one. I think I'm probably going to try to get myself a Colossal. Also, to throw this out there, sorry for my audio just peaked. I know it did. I really like Pokemon that evolve twice. One evolve form doesn't do it for me. If you evolve twice, something in my head about that, like right here.
What about this Timber?
It's an older one, unfortunately.
Is it?
Once again, yep, Gen 5. You're gonna like Black and White. I told you Black and White are good. And all these ones you keep invoking for the most part are from Black and White.
Okay,
it's a good Pokedex. I like Black and White. So is Noibat, I believe, from that gen as well. No, it's from X and Y. The other thing, so we've got dragon types showing up there with that. Should mention that I really like dragon types as well, and I know for a fact what the dragon type is in this gen, and I'm going to keep an open slot for it. So this is the Galar region Meowth. It is steel type. Yeah.
Whoa.
There's the Alolan form, and this is the Galarian form of it.
Looks a little ratty. And
it's even got a different evolve form, I believe, with this
Berserker.
Yeah.
Weird.
Got all the different possible evolutions down here. They're getting weird over there at the Pokemon Company, if I'm being honest, with these. Actually, do you like that they keep bringing back these older Pokemon from the past gens, or is that not something you're a huge fan of?
I like it because they're the only ones I know.
It's true.
It helps me.
We're about halfway into the Pokedex now. I am not a huge fan of fairy types myself. So let's see what my team looks like. We've got a fire type. We've got Rookidee, which is the flying type. I still know that I want to get a dragon type, and I know what that is, and it'll be further down, and we will add it there. So that's tentatively going to be in this 4th spot here. And then we need to get a water type. It's kind of the thing I'm looking for right now, but nothing's really caught my eye on that front. Here is our dragon type. It is an apple?
But it's grass.
I love this. It is grass, so this is the problem. And maybe it'll prompt me to rethink some things. But I want this apple.
The apple's pretty good.
I want this apple, dragon. It is so good. I forgot to open a new tab, too. Oops. The apple dragon is by far, when I initially look through this Pokédex, is like one of my favorite things.
It turns into like an apple turnover thing.
Yes. It's amazing. Appleton is the final thing.
That is incredible.
Giant dragon pie turnover thing. It's amazing. And I am always predisposed to whatever the new dragon type is for the most part. I love it. I think it's so goofy.
Flapple.
Again, the problem now with how I've constructed my team is, like you said, I do have 2 grass types, so that's kind of a problem. Is it something that I will just charge forward with and not worry about? Maybe. But we'll see. It's one that I really like. Maybe it will even will it prompt me to not get a Grookey? I don't know. Probably not, but we'll see how this goes. I believe this is new. No, I lied again. It's not. It's from Sun and Moon. But yeah, we've got the Surfetched. Would you like to get this one?
Very good name. No,
I just open this tab.
It's just a good name and good change.
It's a very good one. But yeah, we're getting down here. I think we're around the halfway point. I know there's still a lot we have not seen in this yet. It's weird how this Pokédex is kind of staggered out, though. This is one that I remember, but again, it's a bug type. I believe this is new. Nope, this is, again, Sun and Moon. We need to play Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon, apparently.
I forgot that they had a ghost type that was Corsola. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I also forgot about this horrifying looking thing, Grimmsnarl. This is new, I know. It looked like it. I kind of want to get this because it looks like Green Goblin, 1,000%. I'm gonna jot this down as something I'm interested in. Now this is a weird typing because it is dark and fairy, which is very unusual. But if I'm correct, I think this thing can probably learn quite a few interesting moves. Yeah, it can, like Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch. Like it can learn a bunch of, because it's one of those Pokemon that is of a type. There are certain typings that usually have the ability to learn moves of other types. And this gives me vibes of one of those that can learn a whole lot of different things. This is new, I believe, this hat here. Would you like a psychic hat? Can I interest you in that?
It's a psychic fairy.
Is it a psychic fairy? It is. That's interesting.
So it's kind of the opposite of the Grimmsnarl.
A little bit, yeah. Except the Grimmsnarl could probably beat this thing up, I think. I forget how fairy typings work, but yeah, I think Grimmsnarl could beat this up. But it's a hat. It evolves from Hatna.
What about... yeah, Hatna. What about this lizard here?
We do have this lizard, which is Poison Fire. This is from Sun and Moon. That's right. I will probably get this when we do Sun and Moon, though, if I'm being honest. Because I think that thing is funky looking, and I like it. Bisharp I've owned before. I own that in black and white. You've got the Weezing. I forgot with the
top hat.
The top hat Weezing. That's a very good one. Still looking for a water type of some sort through here. I haven't really seen anything I love just yet. This is black and white as well, the Rhinoculus. A lot of these are from black and white once again. Cubchoo, I think this is black and white as well. It is. Again, dude, black and white, good Pokedex. This bird, black and white. This bird, black and white.
I was in Arceus, one of those.
I think this is, the Chandelure, black and white, baby. Once again. Good Pokemon games. Again, everything's been older here. Now this is kind of interesting.
The elephant?
The Copperaja.
I like that a lot.
It's a steel type. I like that one a lot. I don't know if I'll be able to...
Apparently you and I have similar tastes in Pokemon.
We do. Well, I think this is just a much smaller Pokédex here because there's less new ones because they keep doing the form changes instead. Because like the evolved form of Meowth counts as something new, and this Corsola that's now a ghost type is something new. So I think we're kind of seeing like fewer and further between with like wholly new
There's
Pokemon.
A water.
I think this might be old.
No, not that one. The beneath it, the bird.
It is. I think that this is older. No, this is new. Could do that for the bird type.
It's
or
pretty
for
silly.
The water type. Cramorant. It's an interesting one. We've got
electric poison.
This is a sick Pokemon. Toxtricity. The Toxtricity of our city. I like that. I'm gonna jot that down. I like that one a lot. I might get that because I really like. I'm really predisposed to liking electric types for some reason. I don't know why. I've just always dug them like quite a bit. This Sandaconda, that is a great Pokemon name. I dig that. Is it a little too on the nose? Probably, but it's also very good. Now we're nearing the end of the Pokédex here. I still have not seen a water type that I'm like a huge fan of personally. We've got the new version of Ponyta here, which is a psychic type, which is bizarre and I forgot about. We've got the new Ghost Cup Pokemon that evolves into a teapot. Yeah. We've got the more returning Pokemon. I believe that this is new, this mushroom style thing. Nope, Sun and Moon once again.
Look at the monkey.
We've got a monkey. Yeah, These are from Sun and Moon. I think there are a couple different monkeys in those games. And then we're getting down into like some of the dragon types. This
That's
fire
cool
dragoner.
one. That's pretty dope.
Turtonator. I think this might be from Sun and Moon. Yeah, it is.
Apparently Sun and Moon has a
Drampa,
good
I believe,
Pokedex
is from Sun
too.
and Moon. Is this like a fighting octopus? Graplocked? It's kind of sick. I dig that. I don't know if I need a fighting type like that. It is only fighting. It's very weird. I don't know if I'll add it to my team. We've got Avalug, which, nope, that's Sun and Moon once again. That one looks kind of, or no, that's not Sun and Moon. That's X and Y. Now this is cool. I thought that this was going to be a water type because it's an anchor, but it's not. Now we're just going through the whole Pokedex here. This has come less about Mr. Rhyme. Wow, forgot about that. Dude, this is what I'm talking about, though. They come out with these different versions of the Pokemon, and they take up spots in the Pokédex. I mean, base Mr. Mime isn't, but, like, Mr. Rhyme here is 866 on the Pokédex now, so. And there's a lot of those, I feel like, in this. Anyway, we're nearing the end here. This is new. This is kind of cool. This is another, this looks like Mechagodzilla.
A little bit. We don't
and it
like
evolves from
Mechagodzilla.
this thing, or it evolves, or it doesn't evolve at all.
Oh, okay.
It's just that, but it does have another form here. It evolves into like a skyscraper looking thing. I think that's with one of the like mega features that are in this. You've got a penguin that's just a penguin in this. Different forms of Darmanitan. You've got a couple different random Pokemon down here that I think are just single evolve form types. And then you've got the Charizard, of course, is going to make an appearance. And then you get into some of the legendaries and some of the other rare types. But yeah,
This seems like a difficult game for you to do your goal of like all new. Yeah.
So I didn't really meet my goal of doing all new. This is kind of cool though. Dracloak. It evolves into Dragapult, which is Dragon Ghost. Kind of sick, actually.
You kind of have a team that's pretty much all dragon. And
yeah, so
grass.
I'm not gonna. Essentially, what I'll do is I really would like to get Applin, but because I'm already gonna get Grookey, I'll probably drop Applin and I'll get another dragon type instead because there's more of those through here. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you want me to get a final six person team locked here? We've reached the end of this Pokedex. You've kind of got an idea. Again, it's just this simple as me going through this, and
it feels like a good idea. Like I feel this feels pretty good to me, because now you're in the refinement stage, and
yeah, now it's. I mean, it's really that simple. Again, I don't know if this is enjoyable for anybody else to watch, but yeah, I just go through the Pokedex, follow all of my guiding principles, like I said, and figure out what I want from there, and then. Yeah, if I get to the end of the Pokédex and I still have not come away with a firm 6-person team or anything like that, then I end up going back to the well and I try to figure out, what's missing. Like in this case, the thing I know I am really missing is a water type. So I will need to settle on a water type of some sort, but I don't know what that is. Like this is cool. This is a dragon water type. Again, another dragon type I know, but how do you get it? You got to revive a fossilized fish. Dragon type's always been my favorite. Dragon type is my favorite typing in all of Pokemon. I am a sucker for dragons. So
there's an electric dragon, electric ice.
There's a lot of dragons this time. There very much is. So I thought I was going to have to get an Applin for sure, but it turns out I have a lot of other options. A lot of these are old fossilized ones too that you can get. So, but yeah, that's just kind of my general, what we could do here is we could go to, I'm not trying to make this longer than it needs to be or anything like that, but we could go to the full Pokédex and go to, just look at, there's a way you can look at the full national dex and you could just go to the full, all of them. I don't know where that tab is, but anyway. Look at them in sequential order or whatever and just find where the new ones start and choose from there, which is probably the thing that I'll do. But
one,
yeah,
one thing you
questions
didn't
from
look
the audience.
at that I may suggest going forward is the Isle of Armor Pokedex up there.
That's true,
and the
yeah.
Crown Tundra. Those are probably a little different.
They are. So they did definitely add different versions of these Pokemon once again. But there also are some wholly new Pokemon in here as well. I don't know what the exact differences are, though. I don't know if this is just the Pokemon that you can catch in the regions that are present, if that makes any sense. Because again, we're kind of in the dark and we have not played Sword and Shield yet, so we are by no means experts, but we will be by the time that we do our episode on this. Like Cubfu, I know is a new one. This is 891. This was introduced.
Yeah, this
in
is
the
the
DLC.
bear I thought of earlier, because I remember
Yes.
them advertising you had to choose like the fighting type or something.
Yeah, and you got to level up Cubfu over the course of that DLC until it evolves into this Urshifu, I think, like at a really high level or something like that, maybe. But yeah, you end up like training that thing up throughout the course of that expansion, to my knowledge. There's a bunch of other ones in here too.
Well, thank you for
yeah,
sharing your Pokedex process with me.
Yeah, is this out of curiosity? Is this something that you will look to do as well for yourself moving forward, or are you just going to continue to play your games at a
It was kind of
even
cool to
pace
like learn there's
do?
an apple Pokemon that turns, and it's kind of cool to see what they turn into to help.
Yeah,
early
that's
in
why
the game.
that's why I like to do it more than anything. Is it just kind of shows you what's there, and gives you an idea of what you want to save space for in your team.
Now you're seeing the Pokemon I know.
All these legendaries, yeah. Exactly.
Well, there was a bunch of good old Diamond and Pearl Pokemon in there. Heatran and
Dialga and Palkia, and yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, that's it for this bonus episode. If you want to hear our full thoughts on Pokemon Sword and Shield, you can definitely do so with our Pokemon season of Chapter Select. Be sure to keep an eye out on podcast services for that. Or keep an eye out. The episode's live by the time that if you're watching this video. So be sure to go listen to our thoughts on that and all of the other games in the Pokemon series. And if you're somebody crazy like myself who also does this sort of thing, when creating a Pokemon team, be sure to let me know over on Twitter at Moreman12. You can also follow our show at Chapter Select. And you can follow Max on Twitter at MaxRoberts143. Until next time, we will see you here at Chapter Select again soon. Bye.
Adios.